blood in the water. That's what the Kabuki warriors smelled when they walked into the trainer's room dressed as nurses, and what happened next? It changed everything. The Queen got misted, Little Miss Bliss got blindsided, and the entire landscape of WWE just got flipped upside down in the most devastating way possible. If you thought you knew where this story was going, think again. What you're about to witness is betrayal, carnage, and a conspiracy so deep it'll make your head spin. Before we dive into the chaos that unfolded, I need you to do something for me. If you're watching this right now and you love wrestling, if you live for these moments that give you chills, hit that subscribe button. Join the Slam Zone family because we're building something special here. Every week, we break down the biggest moments in wrestling with the passion and intensity they deserve. And trust me when I say this, you don't want to miss what's coming. Tap that notification bell so you never miss another breakdown, because in this business, everything can change in a heartbeat. And it did. It absolutely did. Let me paint you the picture of November 7th, 2025. SmackDown. The arena is electric, but nobody in that building knew they were about to witness something that would send shockwaves through the entire WWE universe. Charlotte Flair, the 14-time women's champion, the Queen herself, was stepping into that ring to face Nia Jax. This wasn't just any match. This was personal. This was about respect. This was about proving that despite everything she's been through, despite the fans turning their backs on her, Charlotte Flair was still the most dominant force in women's wrestling. The bell rings and these two powerhouses go to war. You can feel the intensity radiating through the screen. Charlotte's chopping away at Nia's chest with those knife-edge chops that echo throughout the arena like thunder. The crowd is on their feet. Every strike, every counter, every near fall has them on the edge of their seats. Nia's throwing Charlotte around like a rag doll, using that size advantage, that raw power that's made her one of the most feared competitors in WWE history. But Charlotte, she's a fighter. She's a survivor. She's got that Flair DNA running through her veins, and she's not backing down from anyone. The match is going back and forth, and you can see both women starting to wear down. Charlotte goes for a big boot, connects perfectly, Nia stumbles backward. This could be it. This could be the moment Charlotte regains that momentum, reminds everyone why she's called the Queen. But then something happens that nobody saw coming. Out of nowhere, Lash Legend appears. Fresh off her debut, this woman storms down to ringside with bad intentions written all over her face. She's not supposed to be here. What is she doing? The distraction works like a charm. Charlotte's focus shifts for just a split second, her eyes darting toward the commotion at ringside where Lash is going after Alexa Bliss. That's her partner. Her friend. Her tag team championship partner who's been by her side through thick and thin. In wrestling, 1 second of distraction is all it takes. One moment of your attention being somewhere else, and everything falls apart. Nia Jax sees her opening and she takes it. The Annihilator. Boom. 3 seconds later, Charlotte Flair has suffered a devastating loss, and Lash Legend has made an immediate impact in the worst possible way. But here's where things get really interesting, where this story takes a turn that'll make your blood run cold. After the match, Charlotte and Alexa retreat backstage. They're battered, they're frustrated, they're trying to regroup in the trainer's room. The cameras follow them because everyone can see something's not right. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. These two women just got ambushed by Lash Legend, cost Charlotte a huge victory, and they're vulnerable. They're looking for somewhere safe, somewhere to catch their breath and figure out their next move. They walk into that trainer's room thinking it's a sanctuary, thinking they can finally breathe, thinking they're safe. But safety is an illusion in the WWE, and what happens next is one of the most calculated, most vicious attacks in recent memory. Two people dressed as doctors are in the room. Medical staff. Nothing unusual, right? Wrong. Because those aren't doctors. Those aren't trainers. Those are the Kabuki warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, in disguise, waiting like predators ready to strike. Asuka removes her mask and before Charlotte or Alexa can even process what's happening, that green mist fills the air. The poison mist. Asuka's signature weapon that's blinded, that's incapacitated, that's destroyed countless opponents over the years. It hits Charlotte right in the face. The Queen, the most decorated women's champion in WWE history, is on her knees, clutching her face, completely helpless. Alexa Bliss tries to react but it's too late. The assault continues. Kicks, stomps, strikes. The Kabuki warriors are relentless, showing no mercy, delivering a beating that leaves both Charlotte and Alexa laid out in that trainer's room. The cameras are shaking. The announcers are screaming. Medical personnel are rushing to the scene but the damage is already done. Charlotte Flair's face is covered in that toxic green substance, her championship pedigree meaning absolutely nothing in this moment. Alexa Bliss is motionless, the victim of a coordinated attack that was planned down to the last detail. This wasn't random. This wasn't spontaneous. This was premeditated. This was strategic. This was the Kabuki warriors sending a message that echoed throughout the entire locker room: we are coming for those tag team titles, and nothing will stand in our way. Now here's where the story gets even more twisted, and I want you to pay close attention because this is where Alexa Bliss's role in all of this becomes crystal clear. See, what looks like betrayal on the surface might actually be something far more complex. In the weeks leading up to this moment, Charlotte and Alexa have been an unlikely duo. They captured the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship together at SummerSlam, defeating the Judgment Day's Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez in what was supposed to be the beginning of a dominant reign. They successfully defended those titles multiple times against teams like the Culling, the Secret Service, and even Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. They were on top of the world. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming. Charlotte's been dealing with her own demons. The WWE Universe has been brutal to her. Despite winning the Royal Rumble earlier this year after being away for a full year recovering from injury, the fans rejected her. They booed her. They turned their backs on the Queen, and it's been eating away at her. She's been walking around with this chip on her shoulder, this anger, this frustration that's been building and building. She's snapped at backstage officials. She's walked out of meetings. She's shown a side of herself that we rarely see, vulnerable and hurt and desperate for validation that just isn't coming. Alexa's been watching all of this unfold. She's been trying to hold their partnership together, trying to be supportive, trying to keep Charlotte focused on what matters. The titles, the legacy, the respect they can earn together in that ring. But Charlotte's been pulling away, becoming more isolated, more paranoid, questioning everyone's motives including Alexa's. When Charlotte faced Chelsea Green in a singles match and smashed her face into Alexa's birthday cake, it was supposed to be a bonding moment. Instead, it created more tension, more problems, more questions about whether these two women could actually coexist. The attack by the Kabuki Warriors was the breaking point, but not in the way anyone expected. Shortly after they lost the tag titles to Asuka and Kairi Sane on Raw, Charlotte made a decision that shocked the entire WWE universe. She walked out. Just left. Abandoned Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and IYO SKY when they needed her most for the upcoming War Games match at Survivor Series. Her reasoning? She didn't trust Rhea Ripley. She couldn't team with someone she viewed as a snake, someone she had history with, someone who'd beaten her at WrestleMania. Charlotte chose to protect her own peace rather than stand by her friends. This moment right here, this is when everything we thought we knew about Alexa Bliss gets called into question. Was she really Charlotte's friend, or was she playing a longer game? The footage shows Alexa confronting Charlotte after she stormed out. A brief conversation, words exchanged that we couldn't hear, but the body language said everything. Alexa wasn't angry. She wasn't hurt. She was calculating. She was planning. And what she did next proves that Little Miss Bliss has been 10 steps ahead this entire time. Alexa Bliss tricked Charlotte Flair into a meeting with Rhea Ripley without warning her. She set up a confrontation between two bitter rivals, then left the room with IYO SKY, forcing them to work out their differences. On the surface, it looks like she's trying to heal the team, bring everyone together for War Games. But dig deeper. Think about the timing. Think about the manipulation. Alexa's been pushing buttons, creating situations, orchestrating events from behind the scenes while maintaining this innocent, supportive facade. When Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and the Kabuki Warriors attacked the team again on Raw, guess who showed up to make the save? Charlotte Flair. The woman who'd abandoned them just days earlier came rushing to the ring to fight off their enemies and check on Alexa specifically. How did that happen? Who called Charlotte? Who convinced her to come back? The answer is staring us right in the face. Alexa Bliss manipulated the entire situation to force Charlotte back into the fold, to make her feel needed, to exploit her weaknesses and use them to rebuild the team on Alexa's terms. This is psychological warfare at its finest. Alexa knows Charlotte's struggling with fan rejection, with self-doubt, with paranoia. So she's been playing both sides, keeping Charlotte close while secretly coordinating with Rhea, IYO, and potentially even the Kabuki Warriors themselves to create chaos. Think about it. The ambush in the trainer's room happened at the perfect time, right when Charlotte was most vulnerable, most isolated, most likely to snap and walk away from the team. Convenient, isn't it? Almost too convenient. The green mist that covered Charlotte's face wasn't just an attack. It was a symbol. A mark. A reminder that in the world of WWE, trust is a luxury nobody can afford. Asuka and Kairi disguising themselves as medical staff shows the lengths people will go to for championship gold, but it also reveals how deep this conspiracy runs. Were they working alone, or was someone feeding them information? How did they know exactly where Charlotte and Alexa would be? How did they time it so perfectly? Alexa Bliss has spent her entire career being underestimated. She's small, she's bubbly, she's portrayed as the innocent goddess who couldn't possibly be capable of such calculated manipulation. But this woman is a multiple-time champion. She's held the Raw Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship, and the Women's Tag Team Championship. You don't achieve that level of success without being ruthless, without being intelligent, without being willing to do whatever it takes to stay on top. The secret plan that's been exposed here isn't just about winning matches or capturing titles. It's about control. It's about Alexa positioning herself as the puppet master pulling strings while everyone else dances to her tune. Charlotte thinks she's making her own decisions, but every choice she's made has pushed her exactly where Alexa needs her to be. Broken down, built back up, dependent on Alexa's guidance and friendship. Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY think they're equals on this War Games team, but Alexa's the one orchestrating their movements, their alliances, their strategies. And the Kabuki Warriors? They might have won the tag team titles, they might have delivered that vicious assault in the trainer's room, but they're pawns in a much larger game. Alexa's creating enemies for Charlotte to fight, obstacles for her to overcome, all while positioning herself as the loyal friend who'll stand by the Queen's side through everything. It's brilliant. It's devious. It's exactly what a true villain would do while maintaining a heroic appearance. I need you to pause for a second and smash that like button if you're still with me. Drop a comment below telling me what you think about Alexa's master plan. Do you believe she's been playing everyone this whole time, or am I reading too much into this? The Slam Zone family grows stronger every single day because of viewers like you who engage with this content, who share these videos, who help us reach more wrestling fans hungry for deep analysis and real talk about what's happening in WWE. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we're just getting started and the rest of this story is going to blow your mind. As we head toward Survivor Series War Games, the pieces are falling into place in the most terrifying way possible. Charlotte Flair is back with the team, but she's damaged goods, physically and mentally scarred by everything that's happened. That green mist might wash off, but the psychological impact? That lasts forever. She's questioning everything, trusting no one, and that makes her dangerous, not just to her enemies, but to her own teammates. A wounded animal is the most unpredictable creature in the jungle, and Charlotte's cornered, hurt, and ready to lash out at anyone who gets too close. Rhea Ripley's in this match carrying her own baggage with Charlotte. These two have main event WrestleMania against each other. They've traded victories and insults and title reigns. The history between them is so deep, so personal, that asking them to coexist in the pressure cooker environment of War Games feels like lighting a match next to a powder keg. One wrong word, one perceived slight, one moment of miscommunication and that entire team implodes from the inside out. IYO SKY is caught in the middle of all this drama, trying to focus on the match while her teammates are at each other's throats. She's talented enough to win this on her own, but War Games isn't about individual brilliance. It's about teamwork, communication, trust. Three things this team has in short supply. And watching over all of them, pulling strings and pushing buttons, is Alexa Bliss, the woman with the plan. The woman who's been orchestrating this chaos from day one. On the other side of the ring, Nia Jax is leading a team of destroyers. Lash Legend made her impact felt immediately by costing Charlotte that match and putting everyone on notice that she's here to dominate. The Kabuki Warriors already proved they can win when it matters most by capturing those tag team titles and delivering that brutal backstage assault. And they've got a mystery fifth partner who could be anyone, could be someone with their own grudge against Charlotte or Alexa or the entire babyface team. The villains are united, they're focused, they're hungry, and they're ready to tear their opponents apart piece by piece. This is where legends are made or destroyed. War Games is unforgiving. It's steel and violence and nowhere to run. 2 rings, 1 massive cage, and the only way to win is to make your opponent submit or pin them in the middle of that battlefield. The match structure itself favors the aggressive team, the united team, the team that can work together seamlessly. Right now, that's not Charlotte, Alexa, Rhea, and IYO. That's Nia Jax and her crew of mercenaries who smell blood in the water and are circling their wounded prey. What happens when that cage door locks and there's nowhere left to run? What happens when Charlotte has to choose between saving herself or saving Alexa? What happens when Rhea's forced to trust the queen with her back turned? What happens when IYO realizes she's been caught in a web of manipulation that goes way deeper than anyone imagined? The answers to these questions will define careers, break partnerships, and reshape the entire women's division for years to come. The ambush backstage wasn't just an attack, it was a declaration of war. The Kabuki Warriors sent a message that they're willing to do whatever it takes, to cross any line, to violate any sanctuary to maintain their dominance. Charlotte Flair learned that she's not untouchable, that her legacy doesn't protect her from betrayal and brutality. And Alexa Bliss? She learned that her plan is working perfectly, that every piece is moving exactly where she needs it to be, that soon everything she's been building toward will finally come to fruition. The real question isn't who wins at War Games. The real question is what happens after. When the dust settles and the bodies are counted and the truth finally comes out about Alexa's manipulation, what then? Does Charlotte forgive her? Does Rhea see through the lies? Does IYO break free from the conspiracy? Or does Alexa cement her position as the true queen of this division, not through physical dominance like Charlotte, but through psychological warfare and strategic brilliance? This moment we witnessed on SmackDown, this vicious assault in the trainer's room, this coordinated attack that left 2 champions helpless and humiliated, it's going to be remembered as the turning point. The moment when everything changed. When alliances crumbled and new ones formed in their place. When the women's division stopped being about who's the strongest or fastest or most talented and started being about who's the smartest, who's the most ruthless, who's willing to sacrifice everything and everyone to reach the top. You can feel the energy building towards Survivor Series. Every SmackDown, every Raw, every backstage segment adds another layer to this story. Another betrayal. Another twist. Another reason to doubt everything you thought you knew. And that's what makes professional wrestling beautiful. It's not just about the moves in the ring or the championships around waists. It's about the stories, the emotions, the human drama that unfolds when pride and ambition and desperation collide. Charlotte Flair's face covered in green mist is an image that'll haunt her, that'll drive her forward, that'll fuel her desire for revenge. But revenge against who? The Kabuki Warriors who delivered the attack? Lash Legend who cost her the match? Nia Jax who took advantage of the distraction? Or Alexa Bliss who might have orchestrated the entire thing? That's the genius of this storyline. There are so many targets, so many directions Charlotte's anger can go, so many possibilities for how this all plays out. Before we close this out, I want to say something real. If you've made it this far in the video, you're part of something special. The Slam Zone community is built on passion for this business, respect for the performers who put their bodies on the line every single week, and appreciation for storytelling that keeps us coming back for more. Hit that subscribe button one more time if you haven't already. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because these moments deserve to be talked about, debated, analyzed from every angle. Drop a comment and let me know your predictions for War Games. Who walks out victorious? Does Charlotte get her revenge? Does Alexa's plan fall apart? I want to hear your thoughts because you, the Slam Zone family, that's what makes this channel special. What a moment we witnessed. What a conspiracy we've uncovered. What a path of destruction lies ahead as we march toward Survivor Series War Games. Charlotte Flair got ambushed, but she's not staying down. Alexa Bliss's secret plan got exposed, but she's still pulling strings. The Kabuki Warriors made their statement, but the war's just beginning. Nia Jax and her team are ready for battle, but so is Charlotte despite everything she's been through. This is professional wrestling at its finest, where nothing is guaranteed, where anyone can betray anyone, where the only constant is change. The stage is set. The Warriors are chosen. The cage awaits. And when that bell rings, when those steel walls surround 10 of the most dangerous women in WWE history, we're going to witness something unforgettable. Careers will be defined. Legacies will be written. And someone, maybe Charlotte, maybe Alexa, maybe someone we haven't even considered yet, will emerge as the true power in this division. Until next time, this is Slam Zone, reminding you that in the world of professional wrestling, trust no one, expect everything, and never ever turn your back on your partners because the moment you do, that's when the ambush comes. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.